Double-crossed. Flash. Exterior cemetery, cloudy day. A dozen people, dressed in black, gather around an open grave. Mrs. Burdett and her 2 children cry as a casket is slowly lowered into the grave.
Didn't do his homework. I'm sure his family will find a new place to live, eventually.
Flash. Interior, plush office, high-rise, night. Simon rises and drops the file on Harold's desk as he passes to the window and looks out.
How long have you been with us now, Harold?
Almost 10 years, I guess. I started as a surveyor's assistant.
That's right.
Flash. Exterior, country crossroads, night. A steady rain falls on Harold as he stands in the middle of a foggy road. From nowhere, a speeding pickup appears and slams on its brakes, barely avoiding Harold. On the side of the pickup is painted Presco Oil. A driver, a younger Simon Prescott, rolls down the window.
You okay? Need a ride?
Flash. Interior, plush office, high-rise, night. Harold behind his desk, Simon at window.
That's right. You caught on extremely fast. Now look at you.
Thank you, sir.
Speaking of fast,
Simon fishes out a set of car keys from his pocket and tosses them to Harold. Harold catches them.
Sir?
to your new BMW.
A new car?
Can't have my new VP of Acquisitions driving around in a Ford.
Vice President?
Don't act like you don't want it. I've doubled your salary, and let's see if we can get you a better office. Interior, high-class bar night. Well-dressed patrons have drinks and low conversations as bartender Katie pours whiskey shots, slides them to two patrons. Harold approaches her, sits on a stool.
Hey, Harold. Haven't seen you here for a while.
Burning that midnight oil.
Oil's expensive, haven't you heard?
He slides a $100 bill on the bar and gives her a wink.
Quiet celebration.
Nice.
Promotion. Raise. Car.
Katie slides the bill back to him.
Champagne on me?
Why not?
Katie disappears into the back and returns with a bottle of champagne and two flutes. Katie pops the cork. Across the bar, Lucy, 28, a stunningly beautiful brunette in a scarlet dress, walks in, places her beaded purse down on the far end of the bar. Harold doesn't immediately see her. Katie has one flute poured and is pouring the second. She hands one to him as he sees Lucy. The two exchange nods. Harold notices the champagne glass still being held out to him. He takes it. Katie's about to toast him with a second when Harold takes that one too.
Actually, I'm meeting someone.
Katie relinquishes the glasses, disappointed but trying to cover her emotions.
You? Mr. I'm married to my career. How did you meet her?
Kind of a blind date. On Match.
Yeah, I know that one. They hooked me up with a Quasimodo type once.
Harold turns toward the far end of the bar. Harold nods thank you to Katie and leaves with the bottle and two glasses. Katie, embarrassed and feeling a tinge of jealousy, busies herself wiping down the bar. He approaches Lucy.
Lucy?
Harold, nice to meet you. Please sit.
Hope you like champagne.
My favorite. What are we celebrating?
Harold's cell phone chimes in with money, 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 money. He glances down at his cell and sees Alan is calling. Harold closes his phone and offers Lucy a flute of champagne.
The finer things in life.
She raises her glass first.
Pay the piper.
Harold wrinkles his brow, unsure of her meaning, but he toasts with her anyway. Lucy downs her glass. Harold repours.
Your Match profile didn't say what you did.
I'm in private acquisitions.
I'm surprised we haven't ever met.
Oh, I'm crushed. You don't remember. We have met 10 years ago.
Harold is confused.
Well, 10 years tomorrow. Midnight, lots of rain.
There is something familiar about you.
I've had a little work done.
Lucy spins her bar stool 360 degrees, and when she returns, she has transformed into a dark-suited man, an elderly man wearing dark clothes, a fedora hat, and sporting a goatee. Harold falls backward off his bar stool. No one else is in the bar notices.
What the hell?
Exactly. Remember me now?
Well, I wanted to take the Faustian theme about selling your soul to the devil and give it a new twist. And so this ruthless businessman, this opened with a funeral scene, but just before that, we learned that he had swindled this guy out of all his property, and the guy lost everything, so he committed suicide, and his attitude was, well, I'll go find a new place to live. So this guy's a real rotten kind of guy. And so when he goes to the bar to celebrate and he meets Lucy, Lucy transforms into what we call the dark-suited man, and who is an agent of the devil. And he says, he lays on the bar, the contract that Harold had signed 10 years earlier, saying that you can have success and you can have all the good things in life, but now it's time to pay the piper, and I'm coming to take your soul tomorrow night at midnight. And he returns the contract to him. So he goes back home, Space stands up all night saying, I'm a good businessman, I know things, I'll find a loophole in the contract. So he studies the contract, and then kind of at the 11th hour, on the last page of his 666-page contract, there is a line in there that says, if you can find a willing soul to take your place, I'll take that soul instead of yours. So then, this is how bad the guy is, he remembers that his brother is dying of cancer. So he runs to the hospital.
He remembers.
Yeah, he doesn't stay real close touch with it there. So he goes and convinces his brother, look, you're dying anyway, and he convinces him that this is really happening. And so his brother reluctantly says, okay, I'll take your place and with the devil. And as he goes to pick him up the following night, the guy already died when he got there. So he's pissed at his brother because he died before he had a chance to give his soul to the devil. So out of desperation, he goes to the homeless side of town. And he goes through these alleyways and he finds this old woman pushing a cart. And he pulls her aside and says, look, you gotta help me out, you gotta help me out. And he goes, I'll tell you what, do you have any family or anything? She goes, oh, I have 2 sons. And he goes, I will give each of them $500,000 if you will take my place. And she's like kind of reluctant about it, but finally she agrees too, because she doesn't see much hope for her own life. So finally it's about midnight, he's supposed to meet the devil, and he's walking up with a woman and she kind of backs away. She goes, no, I changed my mind, I don't want to do it. And finally he goes, all right, I'll give them each $750,000. It's $1.5 million. So she goes, okay, so he kind of drags her up to the devil at the end there with the black suited man, who isn't actually the devil, it's his agent. And he goes, okay, I'm come to take you, Harold. And he goes, wait, I found this flaw in the contract, or this clause, and now I found this willing soul to take my place. And the old woman's scared, and she goes, $1.5 million? Is that all your life is worth? The old lady turns around, and it's Lucy. Turns around again, and it's the agent in the black suit. And so the devil has ended up double-crossing the Harold who tried to double-cross the devil. So in the end, he goes, so it's time to go, and he's going to kill me right now, and the devil shows up and says, we're not in the job of killing people, we're just in acquisitions like you are. And they disappear and leave him at this crossroads. And all of a sudden the headlights come down the road, and he jumps out of the way, and he goes, you don't think I didn't see that coming? And from the other direction, the semi takes him out.
Wow.
So that's the story of the double cross. There's like 2 different double crosses involved in the whole story there. So it's a twist on Faust. Yeah. I actually wrote this as a pilot for a series that I had in my mind called Crossroads. And I've written 2 or 3 different chapters now in it that we all come to crossroads in our lives, and we all have to make decisions. And so it's the decision he had made 10 years earlier, and the results of this were what happened. And so in my other ones, there's always a crossroads, and there's always a decision to be made, but always the decision that is made has a little bit of sci-fi involved with the consequences of the decision in the crossroads. I've just submitted it to some film festivals just to kind of get some feedback and reaction from it.
Well, this is good feedback.
Oh, yes.
10. I like that.
He really doesn't have any redeemable qualities. He's just a rotten guy. He should have died 10 years earlier. When in the flashback, we see that, and then he made a decision then to sell his soul to the devil. And that's when this car picks him up, it almost hits him, and this guy's starting an oil company, and he starts in as a junior, and he works his way up to ruthlessly taking people's property away from them, for the purpose of the oil underneath. So the biggest thing is you just feel sorry for him that he doesn't care about anybody.
Yeah.
You sort of feel sorry for him for that reason, but he doesn't even care about his brother who's dying, He tries to use everybody thinking that it's just going to get him somewhere. He's going to gain something out of it. I wanted to show that he was ruthless in that he would just use whatever loophole he could find to gain other people's property and take advantage of it.
Very interesting. Next question.
Sir, thank you.
Oh, thank you.